This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, emotional scenes outside court in Dunedin late yesterday as survivors relive an horrific event from last year. More doubt about a Southern Mayor's fitness for the role following accusations of falling asleep on the job. And it's a dog's life in central Otago as farmers and their best friends take on some stubborn sheep. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. Luke James Lambert has been jailed for 13 years on 4 counts of attempted murder following an horrific incident almost a year ago. In December 2021, Lambert pleaded guilty to a frenzied attack at Dunedin's Central Countdown, an event which has left victims still experiencing the side effects of significant trauma.
Convicted of 4 counts of attempted murder following a stabbing at Dunedin's Central Countdown store last May, 43-year-old Luke James Lambert has been sentenced to more than a decade behind bars.
On each of the 4 charges of attempted murder, you're sentenced to 13 years imprisonment. You'll serve each of those sentences concurrently. I impose a minimum period of imprisonment of 6.5 years imprisonment.
During the sentencing in the High Court at Dunedin, Justice Jonathan Eaton said the offending was violence on a scale rarely seen in New Zealand. Outside court, one of the 4 survivors of the attack, Jorge Venuzaleda, says although many of the physical scars are healing, the trauma remains ever present.
I've been like this for a year and still suffering from what happened that day. And a year in time is nothing. It stays with you. It's with you all the time. It's with you at night, in the day. You know, you toss and turn, you wake up yelling, you know, throw your arms out, you're fighting someone at night that you don't know who it is.
Venuzaleda paid tribute to his wife, Vanessa Miller-Andrews, for saving his life. She too was severely injured by Lambert.
And if my wife hadn't intervened, the attacker from, you know, stabbing me, I would be dead. So she's my hero. She's my hero because if she hadn't intervened, I would be dead.
In the aftermath of the attack, Lambert claimed witches had told him to make a bloodbath, later saying he couldn't remember his actions. The judge said he didn't believe Lambert had grasped the impact of his actions, which influenced the length of Lambert's non-parole period.
I sense you are yet to truly appreciate the harm that you have caused. You are yet to demonstrate remorse. I consider a minimum period of imprisonment of 50% or 6.5 years as appropriate.
Justice Eaton said it wasn't possible to make a clear finding as to why Luke Lambert did what he did a year ago. An attack which left survivors still recovering 12 months down the track. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Southland Police are calling on local councillors to do a $300,000 upgrade to the city's CCTV system. Police say there are 9 CCTV cameras in the city, but only 1 is working. With the current system, they say they cannot read number plates nor recognise faces. Instead, all they can see is a rough colour of a person's clothing or the car. Police say last year's search for missing Invercargill man Raymond Horn could have been different if a better system had been in place. The proposed upgrade is being put in the upcoming annual plan. Invercargill Mayor Sir Tim Shadbolt appeared to shut down for a couple of minutes in this morning's council meeting as his performance came under the spotlight. However, Sir Tim denies he was asleep and simply did not want to go over the issues being raised.
Footage of this morning's live-streamed Invercargill City Council meeting appears to show the Southern City's Mayor with eyes closed, struggling to take part in the conversation, changing his vote on whether to make results of a contentious survey public.
So, Sir Tim, that was the motion to put it into public, which I think you were supporting earlier in the meeting. So, Sir Tim, you're against putting the legacy report into public? Sir Tim? Would note then that Sir Tim has now chosen to not approve the report going into public. Is that correct, Sir Tim?
There's been disquiet around the Invercargill City Council's table, with some elected representatives not having confidence in Sir Tim's ability to perform his duties as Mayor. Deputy Mayor Nobby Clark said he's spent more than a year helping Sir Tim work through a range of council-related issues.
Certainly as Deputy Mayor, I've given a lot of time and effort in the last year and a half to try to resolve the issues that the Mayor has raised around bullying, around budget control, around PA hours, around cell phones and IT. On each occasion, the Mayor has defaulted from the support that was offered to him.
The report the Council was discussing is the official response from Council to a letter from the Department of Internal Affairs in 2020 that raised concerns about the Council's performance and leadership. Sir Tim contacted the Otago Day Times today and denies being asleep. He said he'd raised issues he needed to and was being asked to repeat them, but intended to make further comment later today. In Invercargill, the South Today.
An American billionaire's plans for a mega house in Wanaka is being given the thumbs down by Queenstown Lakes District Council planners. The application for a resource consent by tech businessman Peter Thiel and his husband Matt Danziesen is being recommended for rejection. The bunker-style home and accommodation at Damper Bay was designed to feature a grass-roofed complex a third of a kilometre long. It would comprise of 10 guest accommodation units, plus owner's residence, a meditation area and other lodge management buildings. The council is rejecting the development because it would be visible from key locations, and the scale would be, quote-unquote, well in excess of what could be reasonably anticipated in the rural zone. Sheepdog owners from across the country have descended on Alexandra for the week for the annual South Island Championships. The rocky central Otago terrain is proving challenging for some, with luck being a big factor in the competition.
Dogs are being put through their paces on the challenging rocky farmland of Earnscleugh Station near Alexandra for this year's South Island Sheepdog Trial Championships. On the leaderboard for Shorthead and Yard was Rick Aubrey with his dog Trump. He says the competition is a mix of luck and skill, with everyone just as likely to succeed.
Oh, well, just like the other 200 people. Yeah, you take your chances. I mean, you've got to have a bit of luck in this game. You've got to get the sheep right, but you've also got to have the animal to handle them when they are good, take advantage when they are good, you know.
He says there's a lot of satisfaction in seeing a puppy grow and develop into a successful sheepdog.
Training a young dog from a pup, I mean, that's really, at the end of the day, that's what the thrill is. You know, you get a pup from a little beer bottle size, and then you get him ending up in here and getting a run off.
And Aubrey also enjoys the camaraderie with fellow dog trialists.
No, that's what it's all about. You meet up with these guys from up north for, you know, you see them twice a year. We go up to Tauramanui at the end of the month for the New Zealand champs. But yeah, it's a lot of good banter goes on.
The South Island Dog Trial Championships are set to finish later this week. Near Alexandra, the South Today.
Whai Yakane, still to come on the South Today. A fire-damaged factory in Canterbury is being pulled down and is on the move. And a new Southland swimming record has been set by a young teenager from Gore.
maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Hi, we're Age Concern Otago.
Age Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activities, including Little Bobs.
Massive Mother's Day sale, up to 75% off, everything reduced. Treat the mum in your life this Mother's Day, or better yet, mums, treat yourselves.
And my mate John.
Every day the team at Gillian's supports grieving families at their time of need, from answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today.
Come on, mate. The blue doesn't go with the brown.
Spark your joy with Jazz, the next generation from Honda.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. A new factory will be built after fire badly damaged the Sutton Tools building in Kaiapoi back in January. But it's on the move and will be located in nearby Rangiora because the original site is now surrounded by residential housing. The General Manager of Sutton Tools, Kevin Donovan, says the demolition of the old building has been a complicated process due to asbestos issues with the roof. It's expected to take over a year to build the new factory and for machines to arrive from overseas. Donovan says 50 staff had to be made redundant, with many finding jobs elsewhere quickly. 17 staff have taken temporary roles at the company's factories in Australia. Fire investigators have been unable to identify what caused the January fire. A 13-year-old from Gore has broken 2 Southland swimming records at a competition up in Wellington. Marlon Bennett says he's pleased with how he performed on the day.
13-year-old Marlon Bennett from Gore is now a champion. He recently won the freestyle 50-metre title at the Swimming New Zealand Age Group Championships in Wellington, where he also came third in the 50-metre backstroke. The youngster says he's pleased with how he did.
I think it was a very good performance. All the things that we worked on came together, and I couldn't have done any better. It was the best I could do.
His coach over the past 3 years has been Mariano Garcia, who believes Marlon has unique qualities that will serve him well in the future.
One of his strengths is his performance. He can control his emotions, and he has a lot of determinations in finals, and I think that make a massive difference.
And Marlon says he intends to take swimming as far as it will go.
I've always wanted to be an Olympian since I was young, and it's just that drive to get there. And I also think swimming is quite a competitive sport, and I'm quite a competitive person, so I find it fits quite nicely.
In his 2 recent races, Marlon also broke the Southland record. In Gore, the South today.
A group of Cantabrians are meeting regularly to show off their model trucks. The RC, or Radio Controlled Haulers Club, has created a track in Christchurch's Red Zone where the big boys gather to show off their toys.
Size counts, but so does the customising. For these keen radio-controlled model trucking enthusiasts, the more lifelike or colourful you can make them, the better. Large numbers turn up to the RC Haulers Club site in Christchurch's Red Zone every month. The club has built a facility there with 200 metres of concrete roading on a layout that's 1/14 the size of real roads. The mini RC village comes complete with road signs, garages and truck parks to reverse into or store your spare trailers in.
An opportunity just to be a bit creative and share a bit of a passion for trucks and things. I don't drive trucks as a living, so it's an interest. So and I can just tinker around at home and then come out and have a bit of fun.
Despite being shrunk in size, the model trucks are still pretty big. Some road train outfits are well over 1.5 metres long. Regular RC racing cars and off-road racers zip around tracks at high speeds, but these replica trucks and excavators travel at the normal speed in the real world. That's about walking pace as they move loads around.
Some of these loads are about 14 kgs, so the trucks are pulling a bit of weight, and you certainly feel that as you go up over the bridge and things, so sometimes don't always make it up over the bridge.
One keen enthusiast even built a replica of his own house to be transported by his RC truck and trailer unit. Heslin says there's no age limit for those taking part, and trying to make the whole experience more realistic is all part of the fun. In Christchurch, the South today.
Yakane. After the break on the South today, the Oranges and jet plane lollies are out down south as the netball pre-season gets underway, and we'll take a look at the weather for the rest of the working week.
Drop when you every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
Livingwell Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
Massive Mother's Day sale. Up to 75% off, everything reduced. Treat the mum in your life this Mother's Day, or better yet, mums, treat yourselves. Get down to John's or shop online. Massive Mother's Day sale. Up to 75% off, everything reduced. Only at John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street, and online at mymatejohn.co.nz.
Where did you get that furniture from? Stafford Street and My Mate John.
MTF Finance can help you turn the key on your next vehicle with a loan made just for you. TCs and lending criteria apply.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Eastern Southland's 2022 netball season got underway with a pre-season day. More than 50 teams have signed up for this year's season, with organisers saying COVID restrictions have lifted at the perfect time for the competition.
A pre-season netball event attracted many to the MLT Event Centre in Gore. Organisers say 52 teams have signed up across a range of grades, and organisers are relieved the COVID traffic light setting is now at orange.
Great to be able to have the spectators back in, so we're looking forward to a season with no interruptions, because it's been 2 years since we've managed to have one of those, and just get back into playing netball.
There are no restrictions on numbers allowed in the stadium. However, masks are required to be worn when entering and exiting the event centre. Organisers say all last year's sponsors are back on board, and this year's new president, Belinda Knapp, says there is a real buzz courtside for the approaching season.
We've got some exciting development opportunities coming for a lot of our school-aged players, so that will be awesome to push them along.
Round 1 is due to start on May 21st, with finals day on August the 14th. Knapp says after the past 2 years which have been affected by COVID-19, she's looking forward to seeing a lot of fast-flowing netball. She says an under-18 team is due to be selected to attend the national tournament in Christchurch later in the season. In Gore, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. There were emotional scenes outside court in Dunedin late yesterday as survivors recall narrowly surviving a knife attack from a man who's now behind bars. More doubt about a Southern Mayor's fitness for the role following accusations of falling asleep on the job, although Mayor Shadbolt denies nodding off. And it's a dog's life in central Otago as farmers and their best friends take on some stubborn sheep in the South Island Dog Trialling Championships. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the Associate Editor, Debbie Porteous. Debbie, good evening, how are you?
Good evening, very good, thank you.
It's good. Now what can we expect in tomorrow's paper?
In tomorrow's paper we're going to have a new, some news about a new commercial development for South Dunedin I think people are very interested in reading about. NASA is sending up a kiwi into space.
A kiwi?
With its, yeah.
Wow.
We'll have to read more about that
Oh,
tomorrow.
that's a good tease, Debbie.
into space with its super balloon, which it's hoping that it's going to be able to launch from Wanaka next week.
Yeah.
And we've got a piece on how well the Otago pupils have done in NCEA compared to some of the other areas of New Zealand.
Okay, wonderful. Oh, we look forward to reading all those stories and more in tomorrow's paper. Thank you, Debbie.
Thanks.
And now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by MolMap.
Looking at the situation, more fine, mild days lie ahead before colder southwesterly air and showers arrive early next week. Heading to the top of the South Island first, 19 for Nelson with morning cloud. Greymouth gets the odd shower tomorrow along with 18 degrees, while Christchurch has another foggy one, reaching a high of 19. To our southern towns now, the Catlins will feel the nor'easterlies again tomorrow with some clouds and a high of 16. Balclutha looks good with 18 and northerlies. Lumsden much the same and up to 19 degrees. And to Gore, more northerlies here with high cloud and up in the high teens with 18 degrees. Travelling westwards to the Central Lakes area, it'll be fine with light northerlies for Wanaka, Queenstown and Alexandra, all expecting 18, 19 or 20 degrees. Te Anau will see some cloud throughout the day and warm up to 16 degrees. Looking at the northern towns next, Timaru gets 18 degrees with light easterlies, while Awamaru gets that nor'easterly breeze again, much like today, and a high of 16. Over to Omarama and Twizel, it looks fine tomorrow with light northerlies and highs of 20 or 21 degrees. Down to Dunedin, it'll be cloudy tonight, dropping down to 7 degrees. Tomorrow will be cloudy to start, with mist clearing and creating a fine sunny day, up to 16 and down to 9. Well, Friday looks good too, with the addition of high clouds, making it a stunner with 20 degrees and a low of 12. And lastly to Invercargill. It'll be fine with light winds, possibly some fog and an overnight low of 8 degrees. Tomorrow looks fine with high cloud up to 18 and down to 8. And by Friday that high cloud breaks up with sun settling in the south, reaching a high of 18 before dropping down to 9 degrees overnight. And that's the news this Wednesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. Nō reira, kia pai te pō, ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.